According to the American Childhood Cancer Organization, a child is diagnosed with cancer once every 3 minutes. This means that over 300,000 are diagnosed each year globally. One of these children happened to be a child named Miguel. Today I want to tell you the story of Miguel and how St. Jude helped save his life. When Miguel was 2 months old, his mother, Liliana, noticed a glare in his eyes in photos. She was concerned and felt something in her gut that something was wrong, so she took him to the doctor. They were living in Mexico at the time, and after 3 months, their doctors told him that Miguel had retinoblastoma, which is cancer of the eyes. Miguel had tumors behind both eyes, and after extensive research, the doctors found that he had to have both eyes removed. This confirmed Liliana's worst fears as a mother when she first found his diagnosis. Luckily, Liliana was able to get a referral to St. Jude and was able to fly Miguel and herself out there free of charge and get diagnosed by St. Jude and receive care from them. Due to St. Jude's advanced medical facility, staff, and research, they were able to save both of Miguel's eyes. Miguel went through extensive chemotherapy, laser treatments, and cryotherapy at just 2 months old. Additionally, St. Jude provided occupational, physical, and speech therapy to keep Miguel on track with his milestones so he wouldn't fall behind with his peers while he was undergoing chemotherapy at such a young age. St. Jude enabled Miguel to keep both of his eyes, otherwise he was going to lose both of his eyes before his first birthday. His mother, Liliana, would have endured emotional and financial struggles her entire life if Miguel would have lost both of his eyes from his Mexican doctors. St. Jude helped Miguel save his life and his eyes, and they also help thousands of children each year. Hello, I'm Savannah, this is Angel, this is Michelle and Juju, and today we are representing St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and why you should donate today. St. Jude and childhood cancer impacts everybody. According to Cure research, 1 in 8 children are diagnosed with cancer each year. This one person could be your younger sibling, your younger cousin, or any of your future children. We are all facing the potential to be affected by childhood cancer, and St. Jude recognizes that and is striving to change the survival rate to 100% so we never have to experience a child's death in our life. I have personal experience with St. Jude through my sorority and have worked with them and donated money to them for the past 4 years, and as a team we have done extensive research to know what St. Jude does, what their money goes towards, and how they help save lives globally. Now that I have told you about Miguel and what our presentation will cover, Angel is going to cover why we need St. Jude in our life.
Thanks, Savannah. Hi, my name is Angel, and I'm going to go over how many people St. Jude helps, some of the research that they do, and the environment that they create there. According to the Coalition Against Cancer, in 2016, 43 children per day, or 15,780 children per year, are expected to be diagnosed with cancer. St. Jude sees more than 7,800 of these children per year that are diagnosed with cancer and other illnesses. According to theCureToday.com, in 2019, 70% of the children seen at St. Jude have cancer, 15% have a non-malignant blood disease like sickle cell anemia, and 15% have infectious diseases like HIV or the flu. St. Jude's overall goal is to reach a childhood cancer survival rate of 90%, and once they reach this goal, they will continue to work until no child dies from cancer. They have made great progress towards reaching this. In 1962, the childhood cancer survival rate was 20%, and thanks to the treatments created at St. Jude, today the childhood cancer survival rate is over 80%. So another great thing about St. Jude is that they don't hide their research. They freely share their research with doctors all over the world. They create more clinical trials than any other children's hospital, and they regularly use the treatments and medicines created there on site to help their patients. Every child saved at St. Jude means that doctors and scientists worldwide can use that knowledge to save thousands more. The environment at St. Jude is incomparable. While doctors are conducting this cutting-edge research, you can find parents pulling their kids in wagons through themed wards like outer space, the jungle, under the sea, and Each of these wards has a 90-foot long journey wall that the kids can experience. They have floor-ceiling videos and video games, a butterfly wall, teen art galleries, and therapy dogs brought in regularly. With Christmas coming up, they work every day to make the holidays special for the kids. They have suites with sleeper sofas and full baths so that their parents can stay with them and they can be as comfortable as possible. This environment helps children not to be scared and lets them enjoy being a child, even though they're dealing with something no child ever should. Keeping a place like this running is of the utmost importance, and they can't do this without donations. The St. Jude website is filled with countless testimonials from patients and their families about how they wouldn't have been able to make it without St. Jude. They would have gone into debt, or they wouldn't have gotten the right medicine or treatment that they needed, and subsequently they wouldn't have survived without St. Jude. This problem affects everyone in the room and across the world. Like Savannah said earlier, one of the 15,000 children diagnosed every year could be somebody you know. And next, Michelle is going to talk about a solution to this problem.
Thank you. So now that we went over the need, I'll talk more about how St. Jude is the solution for curing childhood cancer. So St. Jude opened in 1962 in Memphis, Tennessee, and as Angel said, they are mainly known for treating childhood cancer. However, they are also engaged in a broad spectrum of research, including discovery-oriented basic science research, the investigation of disease pathogenesis and drug resistance, biobehavioral and quality of life research, and therapeutical trials, according to an article by the National Cancer Institute in 2019. So, St. Jude's mission is to find cures for children with cancer and other catastrophic diseases through research and treatment. So, this is a very important mission, as they are always trying to help children that are fighting for cancer. It is supported mainly by the ALSEC, which is the American Lebanese Syrian Associated Charities. It was founded in 1957, 5 years before the first St. Jude Hospital was opened. It is responsible for raising 75% of the funds necessary to have the hospital running. So this is a very big organization that helps St. Jude's, and it's very important to the proper function of the hospital. The Cancer Center, according to Charity Navigator Organization in 2019, has 5 major research programs that have the specific purpose of converting basic science discoveries into solutions of therapies that can cure children with cancer while minimizing long-term effects. So as Angel said, this research that they do, that they convert basic science to therapies and long-term, minimizing long-term effects, is shared throughout the world. So that's something that is very beneficial to everyone throughout the world. It is important to know that no child ever pays a bill in St. Jude's. The treatment costs an average of $425,000. This is including housing, travel, food, and the treatment itself, along with other services that I'll talk later on. But a family will never receive a bill from the St. Jude Hospital or be asked for co-pays or deductibles. St. Jude treats every children regardless of race, religion, or any ability to pay. Although they accept insurance, you are not required to have an insurance, and since it is a hospital that does a lot of research, mostly all of the insurance will not cover this treatment. However, that is not a problem. Furthermore, more than 50% of patients are uninsured, so they are not relying on you having some type of insurance. According to the St. Jude website, at the hospital, they offer housing for up to 4 family members, and they can give you like a bigger room. At the hospital, they have different housing facilities. They also have a daily food allowance for the cafeteria, and they also give the family members food gift cards so that they can go shop into some grocery shoppers and do their own meal prep in their housing. Some other services that they have is psychological help, we can all imagine having a sister or someone going through cancer could be a lot of burden. So they have psychological help for caregivers, siblings, and any other family related that is coping with a child going through cancer. They also have concierge services so that they can help families with everyday tasks such as doing groceries, or they have to go do some payment at the bank, so they will have someone that can help with that. They also offer babysitting, so if the parents need to be with the children that is going through all the cancer treatment, they will offer babysitting for some other people that they need to take care of. The most important is the on-site school, as you can see here in the picture. They offer, let patients keep up to date with their school, and they will have the lessons that they are learning back home so that they can not fall behind. Now that I have gone over how St. Jude is the best option to help children with cancer, I'm gonna give it to Juju that he will go over how the money you donate will help children with cancer.
St. Jude won't stop until no child dies from cancer. That's pulled right off the PGA Tour website for their FedEx St. Jude Invitational tournament they have every year. They raise all that money in the same goal that we've talked about, to take care of all expenses. This picture is Justin Thomas. He's one of the golfers in the tournament, but you can't see it right there, but that's $1 million and something that they raised just in that tournament. Taking care of all expenses. So that's for not only treatment, but like I said, housing, food, transportation, anything they need to get the kids somewhere so that way they can foster a healing environment. Research to prevent future children's diseases. The research is shared, like I said, but the end goal here is to prevent future kids from ever having to go through any of this. The point of it being, we don't want to have someone diagnosed and then react to it. They're trying to be proactive. If they can find a cure, so that way no child ever has to have cancer or any of those other diseases. The fun and healthy healing environment. So imagine a room like this being your hospital room. It's kind of dead, kind of boring. That's not what kids need. That's not what kids want. Like I said, they do theme stuff, they do all sorts of stuff. I mean, it'd be nice if every time a kid went to the hospital, they had their own themed bedroom, their own place where they felt safe, secure. Like they can be somewhere and it doesn't feel like a hospital, it doesn't feel like a chore, it doesn't feel like they're having to work and struggle to be there when already fighting against these diseases is a struggle enough for them and their families. A wait now costs more, and it's not just the money that it'll cost later if you have to accelerate healing and deal with stuff later on. The longer we wait for money, the longer we wait to start a child's treatment, we leave a child behind, the harder it will be if they do need that treatment to end up saving them later, end up doing something that we could have done earlier if you would have started treatment now or today. Next, I'll show you one of the examples of an event they throw. This is the Bullseye Bash. And so Target's one of their corporate sponsors. You can see from the dog with the bullseye. The events are sponsored by funding and from St. Jude's by themselves. But the whole point is it raises a lot more additional money than just the little bit you might catch from donations here and there. This money goes both to the treatment and the research, like we said before, doing both. The other big thing it does is it gives kids something outside of the hospital. We want to create an environment where they're safe, they're happy, they're fun in the hospital. But I mean, these are kids after all. They want to get out, they want to go do stuff, they want to move around, do something other than walk between the hallways of a hospital. These events give them that opportunity to live and go do stuff that everyone else has done when they were younger, everyone else has done as kids. Gives them a chance to have fun, to interact with people, to go out and be normal kids. Not that they're not normal, but something that they can't normally do stuck in a hospital. This is just one specific event from one of their donors. They do other events and such like that. But that's a good example of something. You can see the little baby in the middle. Of giving them an out, something to distract them, a mental distraction, something different. So they can also live and not just be stuck, subjected to their treatment. Donations will save lives. The end goal here is to save these kids from ever dying or ever having to live through these horrible diseases and being stuck with them after. Sparing the families. The families not only have to deal with their kids going through treatment for a cancer, for a disease, or something like that, they also would normally be subject to financial burdens long after treatment is done. St. Jude's prevents that. We don't want, fighting for your child, as a child for your life is a burden no one should have to deal with. And knowing that you won't have to spend your life paying back a debt to that, is something St. Jude's is aiming to do and does already, and we want to continue to do with this money. Supporting research, like we said, because the end goal here is to prevent this from happening to kids, prevent diseases, learn more about them, eventually cure them, so it doesn't. So eventually, hopefully, you would never have to have a St. Jude's if you could find a cure and prevent something like this. We want to create more fairy tale endings like Miguel, someone where he can survive, live on, not have to worry about financial burdens and such with his family, and have a good life. Since we started this speech, 5 kids have been diagnosed with cancer. With this money, we hope to prevent those kids from ever having to live a life like this. Thank you.